So, I usually see a really good friend of mine, two really good friends of mine, once out of every month or so, or every once or twice a month. About right around there. And every time we hang out, the experience is so much more enjoyable just because we've gone a long time without seeing each other. And there's never not a time where I don't learn something new. There's never not a time where I don't enjoy myself. It's always just a really good experience. And I attribute that to the fact that we've gone a long time and a long period of time without seeing one another. I haven't seen what he's been up to. I haven't seen how his job is. I haven't seen how the career is looking or how his mentals are. I'm seeing him for the first time. I'm hearing about the new experiences, and it's providing me like a new, fresh experience. I'm getting the chemicals up here. It's good. It's fun. And I'm starting to realize that a lot about a lot of things. I also do the same thing with caffeine, where I go a long time without caffeine for about 3 to 4 weeks, and then I'm kind of on my little caffeine binge at the moment. Because when I go 3 weeks without caffeine and then I just have a little sip of coffee, my energy is just like, I want to take over the world. Okay? And the reason I'm bringing this up is with my friends, with my caffeine, whatever it may be. We go a long period of time without doing something, and then we do that thing again, and the experience is much more profound. It's much more enjoyable. It's a pleasurable experience. Something I'm realizing now is a reason why I struggled with body dysmorphia was because every single day, every time I passed by the mirror, every single day I was in the gym, I was constantly looking at myself in the mirror, judging every single minute detail of my body. I looked at the crevices of my shoulder and I thought, oh, well, this isn't deep enough. I don't look lean enough. I was looking at my chest and I noticed I was a little bit more fattier up here. And I thought to myself, oh, well, we got to trim that down. I would literally look at myself and judge every single detail about myself. I would judge how lean I was. And then if I was too lean, I wasn't big enough. And if I was too big, then I need to get lean. And I just don't think we need to be wasting a lot of our resources and our energy based on how our body looks. Because at the end of the day, when you work out, it's for your better benefit. It's not so you can look good for all the men and the ladies out there. It's just so you can feel better. And if you look good, then that likely means you're also feeling good and you are healthy. So I think flipping the idea from feeling good to looking good, or from looking good to feeling good, is a much healthier perspective that we should attain. But on the other hand, a reason why I also had so much was because right before I took a shower too, I would look at myself in the mirror, just judging, looking at myself every single day. And if we're constantly looking at ourselves, trying to make progress, trying to build muscle, trying to get leaner, trying to get bigger, if we're constantly looking at ourselves, we're not going to notice the significant changes in our body after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, right? We're just going to notice, oh, we're not there yet. We got to work harder. We got to eat less. We got to eat more, And if we're constantly looking at ourselves in the mirror, we're not going to notice the significant change, right? Just like I brought up with my friends. I don't see them for a long period of time, but then when I hang out with them that one time, once a month, it's just so rich and it's so enjoyable and it's so profound. I learn things. I see things. I have fun. But let's say I were to see my friends every single day out of the month, I'd probably get tired of them, or they'd get tired of me, or we just wouldn't be talking as much as we do when we see each other that one time out of the month. We'd probably just be saying less, probably be scrolling on our phones more because we know we're gonna see each other the next day. So something I'm kind of getting over is not needing to look at myself every single time I look past the mirror. And I think that's 90% of the battle as to why we have so much body dysmorphia. You look at social media and you see everybody posing in the mirror, You see people showing their biceps, and you think to yourself, well, I don't have biceps that big. Well, I look at myself and, oh shit, I don't have biceps that big. And I will constantly look at myself until those biceps get bigger. And I don't know, I think a large portion of the battle for body dysmorphia is constantly looking at ourselves in the mirror. And you can't deny that you don't fucking do it, because you absolutely fucking do it. You know, I remember it's ridiculous. You know, I would look at myself when I'd pass by a specific mirror in the kitchen. I'd look at myself walking up the stairs whenever I noticed there was a little reflection. You know, I look at myself at work when I noticed there's like a hanging corner mirror, and I'm looking at myself. You know, it's like I was constantly just looking at myself all the time, looking at my body, judging it. Was I big enough? Was I lean enough? Did I need to get bigger? Was my back straight? Was this and that and this and that? And then whenever I had my shirt off, okay, now it's time to judge. I'd grab a microscope and just constantly look at myself, you know? And I think that's a large portion as to why we struggle with it. At least 90%. Maybe there's some sort of psychological chemical going on. Maybe there's something that we deal with other than just that. But a lot of it, so that it can, a way for it to go away is in our control as well. You know, we need to take care, we need to handle all of the things that are in our control. And I think a large portion of what's in our control is how we perceive ourselves and how often we look at ourselves. So now, the way I'm sort of battling it or trying to get rid of it is, one, wearing long sleeves out at the gym. You know, not looking at myself, not wearing any tank tops so that I can just judge and look at how I look and how. 2, wearing hoodies and wearing sweats. Luckily, it's the time of cold, so now it's like really, really settling in. And then 3, whenever I take a shower, I don't look at the mirror. And I don't look at my body. Like, I don't look at anything. I will look down. I will change on the opposite side of where the mirror is at. And I'll change right there, looking at the wall rather than looking at the mirror. Because whenever I was just changing, I'd just be looking at my chest, I'd be looking at my shoulders, I'd be looking at my belly, I'd be looking at this, telling myself I was too fat, telling myself I was too lean, you know? So rather than having that microscope up in front of you, just decide not to look at yourself for a long period of time. Now, this may be challenging. It's actually not as challenging as you think. It's just being a little bit more disciplined, right? Just deciding, no, I'm not going to look at myself. I'm not going to look at myself. And if you do, obviously you need to look at your face, so you can wash your face, put lotion on your face, just literally put all your effort into your gaze at your face. Try not to look at anything else. Sometimes you'll get a glimpse of your shoulders, but that's it. However, I still haven't looked at myself since like the 12th. So it's been about a week, and it's been nice. You know, I'm not really judging myself. Whenever I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, I don't judge myself and think to myself, oh, I'm going to lose all my progress. It's just fun, you know? But I guarantee once I take a tank top to the gym in a couple weeks or in a couple months, I will see the significant change in my body because I haven't looked at myself in so long. And I think that's how you can create a very healthy relationship with your body too, is if you go a long period of time without looking at it, and if you work, if you hustle, if you grind, if you lift, if you run and you lose weight or you gain weight, then you're going to notice the significant change in your body rather than constantly looking at it all the time and wonder if you're making progress or not. You know, even though you lift heavier weights, even though you do the progressive overloading, even if you are lifting with proper form and technique, you know, sometimes you don't always see the progress that you're making if you're constantly looking at yourself in the mirror. So, yeah, try that out. That's what I'm trying. And so far, I wouldn't say it's working. I would definitely just say I don't waste my energy and my thoughts on how I look anymore. But it's not all gone. Sometimes I do wonder about it. Sometimes I do worry about it. But I noticed that not looking at myself in the mirror when I'm shirtless, not looking at myself in the mirror when I have a tank top, not looking at myself in the mirror when I have this on, it's making a significant change. And now I'm flipping the script from how do I look to how do I feel. And if I feel good, then it's more than likely I'm going to be looking good as well. So take that with a grain of salt. ask yourself the questions if you want to follow that or not. Do it, don't do it, but if it helps you, I hope it does. And yeah, that's how I'm trying to get rid of my body dysmorphia, and how you can try it as well. Try it out. Leave a comment if it works. Have a great day.